What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade. And my friends, I did not think that my first video for Overwatch 2 was going to be something like this. My original plan was to put together a video showing you some gameplay and highlighting a lot of the things you could look forward to when you logged in. But the problem we're having is the majority of gamers can't seem to get into the game at all. They're met with a screen like you're looking at here, 20,000 players in the queue ahead of me. I wound up, turning the game off and back on. It went from 20,000 to 30 to 40. I finally wound up getting into the game. But it took me almost 6 hours, and then I wound up getting kicked off the server once I was actually in the game. Therefore, today, we're going to take a few minutes, talk about not only the server issues that are going on, but there's some other issues that you have brought to my attention that the game needs to deal with as quickly as possible. Now, if you happen to enjoy this video or find it helpful, do me a favor, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really does help the channel out. You can feel free to subscribe or join as well, and we do have giveaways here. And our current one actually started today. We are having a giveaway for an Xbox Series S. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced on December 31st of this year. So one thing I'd like to mention as I start this video off is many of you may be new here because this is the first time I've done a video for Overwatch. And with that being said, my main goal at the channel is to try to help gamers out in any way I can if they're dealing with bugs or issues, customer service, whatever it may be. So if there's anything that you're dealing with that I do not mention in this video, please feel free to leave that issue in the comments section down below, and I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible with an answer. So we all know when it comes to a game like this, because it's a highly anticipated free-to-play game, we knew there were going to be server issues. And to be fair, there's no way to stress test a game properly before it launches. No matter how many times they try to do it, we know, look, we've been gaming long enough to know that there are always going to be an issue at launch here and there. However, I know that so many of you out there are frustrated, especially those of you that spend $40 on the Watch Point pack. So at this point, I want to talk about what the game has addressed so far. Now, one thing you can see in the corner of the screen is they mention that they are aware that some players are encountering an unexpected server error message when attempting to sign in. This is actively being worked on, and then they thank us for our patience. Now, it's important to mention that I have heard from people online saying they haven't had any problems whatsoever. They've been able to log in, no problem. And I always want to make sure I give you a fair and balanced assessment of a game. But the reality is, a good portion of the community is having this issue. So if we go to their Twitter page, and this is the most recent information they've given us so far, you can see they say the following: our servers are ramping up fast for the launch of Overwatch 2. That said, we are aware of some issues as even more players join in on the fun. Then they continue on by saying they will continue to post updates as the issues are resolved. They leave a link to the known issues page, and what I'm going to do is leave this link in the description down below. If you're having any problems whatsoever, I strongly recommend go there, let them know what's going on, and hopefully it'll be solved really soon. And as we move on, my friends, please do me a favor, let me know what's going on in your gameplay down below. I'm hoping, and this usually happens within 24, 48 hours, something like that, the servers finally catch up to the amount of people that are actually trying to log in, and everyone should be good to go. But again, let me know what's happening. My goal is to put out another one of these videos at the end of the week with all this information that you pass along. So again, that is vital. Let me know what's going on in your gameplay. Now, unfortunately, another major issue we're having has to do with the fact that Battle.net is requiring you to have a cell phone number to register your Battle.net account because of their whole, SMS, protect initiative, whatever it's called, something like that. But the problem a lot of gamers are running into has to do with the fact that no prepaid phone numbers are allowed. It has to be a postpaid system. So let's say if you're on a budget, you pay $60 a month, a flat rate, you get X amount of minutes, X amount of texts, whatever it may be. Those numbers are not valid, and for a lot of gamers out there, they can't afford anything else, and I think that is a total bullshit move. And I know they're doing it to make sure people don't have multiple accounts, but at the same time, they need to think this through because they are closing the door on a lot of players. I've already heard from a handful, and keep in mind, a lot of these players I'm talking about are players who have been playing the first game since day one. Now all of a sudden they cannot log into their account because of the phone number they have attached to it. And once again, to be clear, they have had no problem playing the game up until now, and obviously they can't play the first game because that's gone, because the second one's shown up. So my friends, I sincerely hope they deal with this really soon. Because in my opinion, this is not something that we should be dealing with as consumers. This is if they wanted to put together this SMS thing, which is great, by the way. I mean, it ensures that you're not going to have a ton of people with a ton of different accounts. But if they want to put it together, it has to be put together smoothly, because otherwise things like this happen and people who legitimately should and want to play the game aren't able to. So again, this needs to be dealt with. And as I start to wrap this video up, this is not my bashing the game entirely. I'm not sitting here going, this game sucks. I've heard from a lot of people who have been playing it, they have been enjoying the gameplay itself. However, when it comes to the customer service aspect, that is where I have an issue, my friends. This is why I want to have this forum here at the channel where we work together, help each other out. Again, I know you may be frustrated, but as I mentioned earlier, I want to try to help in any way I can. Let me know what's going on in your gameplay, and like I said, I will try to get back to you as quickly as I can with as many answers as possible. With all that being said, my friends, I'm going to start to wrap this up. Now, you can see here, I finally did get into the game, and it wound up crashing on me a few times, whatever, but I was able to load in a few different times. I was trying to play an actual match. That is where I got, booted out of the server. So again, there are a lot of bumps in the road, but I hope over the next few days it does get a lot better. Now, unfortunately, at this point, the game has not given us any information in regard to a workaround, but as always, as soon as I have any more info to pass along, I definitely will. In my case, I just kept closing the game over and over and loading back in, because what I discovered was anytime I was in a queue with more than 20,000 people, no matter what, it would completely boot me off the server. So when I finally logged in and saw I was in a queue of 9,000 people, I thought I hit the lottery, and eventually I did log in on that attempt. So again, my friends, keep trying and let me know what's going on in your gameplay. On that note, my friends, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, as always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your amazing support of this channel. And as I said before, I know some of you may be new here, so feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Excellent. Jump up onto the ledge and go through the blast door. Bye. Welcome to the target range. Please proceed to the highlighted area. Let me walk you through the basics of combat. Your portrait is